Hi, hope you're all well. Just following up from my last video, lots and lots of questions. Thank you for all of those. I will get back and answer lots of them over the next few days or weeks. There was a lot of questions. One that kept popping up was, why do I need a wedding planner? Obviously, it's something I'm asked a lot. Why should we book you? There's so many reasons, so many reasons, but I just thought I'd break it down into five at the moment. The first thing would be probably to reassure you, guide you, help you. That covers a lot of things. I started out 17 years ago. Weddings now are very different to those back then. There's so much more on offer. There's so many different influences. There's all the social media, Instagram, Pinterest. So whilst you can be looking at that and pinning things and looking at all the different pictures from other people's weddings, I guide you into what's realistic and keep the vision on the same path, really. So you don't end up with a mishmash of different ideas and it looks like slightly like an eclectic kind of creation of all the things that you loved, rather than a collaborative kind of statement, I suppose. So advising you, helping you. Quite often I end up being a bit of a mediator between either the couple or parents. Because I've got the experience, I can guide and give my vision. I never tell you what to do or what not to do. It's your wedding day. But I very much help you and advise you on what will work practically, what I've seen work before, or just give a different thinking out of the box kind of idea. Because obviously no one wants to have the same wedding as someone else. They want to have something new and different, or what's coming to the market, what's coming from across the world. Thinking of something different so that your friends haven't seen it at another wedding. So it's bringing all of those visions, but making sure they all work together, and giving you that constant help and reassurance and advice along the way, the full planning journey. Obviously, my experience, that's something that's invaluable to any couple. Like I said, giving you those ideas and hints and tips. Yes, you can go and book someone who's maybe just started out, and that's fine if it's a friend you want to pay or ask to help you. But obviously, experience is, like I said, invaluable on a wedding day. I'm very proactive, reactive to things that happen. So I cover all bases, things that you wouldn't even know I think about. Obviously, the biggest one is weather, contingency plans. My car is always full of umbrellas, toolkits, cable ties, plasters, high-vis jackets, hard hats, anything that you might need. It's almost a joke, the amount of stuff I have ready for a wedding day, just to make sure I can help with any situation. Those are the things I've learned across my 17 years of being a planner. So no two weddings are the same, obviously. Different circumstances crop up at each different wedding, and hopefully they all go smoothly. But that only comes with experience, which is why you pay for the experience. You can hire an amateur or someone who's starting out, and that's a risk you might take. They might not know what to do if suddenly the caterers haven't turned up for whatever reason, or one of the photographers goes down ill, or suddenly there's a snowstorm happening, you've got a winter wedding, your suppliers are all driving up from London up to Yorkshire. What do we do? That's happened to me at a wedding, and the contingency was I rang round all my local suppliers and got them on board. Thankfully we only had to use 2 of them, because the rest made it up. They just drove up in plenty of time to miss the snowstorm. But those kind of things, it's putting those in place, knowing a big network of people to help, and just thinking ahead, always planning ahead, really helps. And that's from experience. And I would say, just about having the experience, if you become ill, you go to the doctors generally. You might Google your symptoms on the internet, but you would go to a professional to get your diagnosis. So if you want professional help with a wedding, which is a massive part of your day, hire a professional. you can Google lots of research and stuff online yourself, but at the end of the day, handing all that over and handing your wedding over to a professional to run it for the day, I can't emphasize how important that is. Also, as the wedding planner, I help, like I said, touched on already, create your desired style with your Pinterest and your Instagram, bringing all the suppliers together. So I have an enormous, vast list of suppliers I work with, from, catering to musicians, to photographers, videographers, nannies, caricaturists, magicians, you name it. I have a massive list of people to help. So when you start off planning and you're scrolling through the internet looking for people, you can read reviews and testimonials, but I don't think there's anything better than word of mouth, knowing someone who's worked with somebody and giving their recommendation. So I have a whole host of suppliers. When we sit down and chat about your budget and your desired kind of look and the theme and the inspiration for your wedding, I can almost instantly kind of recognise, oh, that supplier would suit that, they'd suit that. Having said that, I'll work with people or you want to bring in, but knowing the right people that are trusted suppliers, I think again is invaluable. Budgets, keeping within budgets. So I do always say I can save you the cost of my fees through time and energy and knowing those right suppliers. If couples come to me with a budget, I generally try and keep within the budget as much as possible. I'm realistic with it. I will say if I don't think it's going to match your desired kind of look, and help as we go through spreadsheets, making out the budget work for you, and kind of pulling money from different areas. You can get this cheaper or that cheaper, or different tricks of the trade. One springs to mind is with catering. Do you have to have a 3-course sit-down meal? No, you don't. Why don't you have more substantial canapes and have a 2-course sit-down meal? Why don't you use your wedding cake as dessert? Why don't you have a dessert table? Why don't you have more substantial evening food? There's all sorts of options. And that's only just with the catering. You can really pull in the budget in many different ways. So the last kind of thing at the moment is time. It is a full-time job. It's my full-time job. It has been for 17 years. So if you are a couple who already, have your own full-time job, do you really want to take on another full-time job? Yes, you can do it in your spare time. You can do it in your evenings. But ultimately, in order for your wedding to run as smoothly as possible and for you to enjoy it, hiring a professional wedding planner will help you relax, give you that support, reassurance. So I don't take away any of the fun elements of planning your wedding, such as going to the cake tastings, going to the food tastings, making the decisions on the suppliers. I am just there to help and advise and be there on the day so that you and your family can relax, enjoy the day, not have any stress or worries, and chat to all your guests, not worry about have the band arrived, it's suddenly raining, we need to put the sides of the marquee down. All those little things, you just pass it all over to me to look after on the week of the wedding, on the day, and you literally can just relax and enjoy it. So that's it at the moment. Those are my kind of 5 top kind of tips: the help, reassurance, advice, the expertise, making sure Pinterest and Instagram don't leave you with a mishmashed wedding, keeping within your budget, and time, being a full-time job. I will touch on more areas as to why you might need a wedding planner in due course, but those ones are probably the top 5 at the moment.